Okay, welcome to my Purium friends. I'm super glad you are all here. I know there's lots of you who came in on the phone and some of you are listening to the recording. And the intention of this call is to support people who are planning on doing Purium booths in feeling like, number one, they've chosen the right venue, and number two, that you're fully prepared so when you're doing your booth, you're natural, you're having a good time. And then thirdly, so that you can follow up and maximize the connections that happen through expos and booths. So there's a lot of ways to share Purium, healthy happy hours, we make phone calls, we do sampling tables, and we do booths. And we have in this organization done a lot of booths and had some really great success doing that. In fact, I know that there's someone on the call today that we met at a booth, and she wouldn't be on the call right now building the business had we not decided to say yes to getting together, to having a table and doing an expo with Purium. So I want to start by saying, you know, this is really a business we learn by doing. So I don't want anyone to feel like they have to be perfect to get started with Purium or to do sampling tables or booths. There are expos and shows that cost a lot of money. You can spend thousands of dollars, and you can also get a little table somewhere for $50. I've done things that are really creative, like asked a gallery if I could have a sampling table during the art walk. And that was free, and that gave me an opportunity to practice the concept of actually, you know, going ahead and trying having a booth or a table or sampling. So I'm going to kind of discuss all of these things today. We're going to talk about why have a booth, expectations, how to decide where to have a booth, what to pack, some ideas around creating your display, what do you do at the booth, and then how do you follow up from the contacts you make at the booth. But I thought what I'd do to start is I want to share a little video with all of you. And I'm sharing this video in hopes that it inspires you. Here are some newbie Purium distributors who just joined Purium and decided to do a booth. So this is just a short 38-second clip.
All right, this is called Courage. We have brand new Purium members. How are you feeling?
All right, it's our first booth, and we're going to just have fun.
Yeah, I'm on day 9 of my cleanse, and I'm already selling.
We're going to rock it. With Josette, who's not here.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys
I
are,
feel her presence, but she's close by.
I gotta check out your bar. Very nice, you guys.
Yes. And it's going to be about 100 degrees, so we're going to be cool with nice green, clean, cold green drinks.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, was that inspiring? So, you know, really, I love sharing that video for a couple of reasons. You can see the display. It was really beautiful. It was really professional. In the background, you might have seen someone else that was Pranada. She was there to support her new team, and so was I, to help these women get started, learn how to do Purium by doing a booth. And so anyone can really do it, and they're really fun to do. That was an outdoor booth. But if you notice, one of the biggest highlights of that booth was to have a raffle and to sample. So these are some of the tips that I definitely want to cover tonight too. But I do want to talk about where can you have a booth. That was a street fair. That was a 4th of July hometown street fair. Great place to do booths. You can find out more about hometown events by going to your local chambers. So don't just think of your town, but think what's an hour away, an hour and a half, or even 2 hours away, where there are some events where you can be there and you can you know, go ahead and share Purium. So I would definitely recommend small hometown events. I would also Google GMO-free expos. I would look at wellness shows and expos. I would look at anything that has to do with green events, eco events. We have some people who are doing bridal shows, and because a lot of women before the wedding or as they're planning their wedding or thinking about it, they want to lose weight, maybe the bridesmaids want to lose weight. And what's interesting about that niche is it's going to set you apart. When we do wellness shows, and kind of the green festivals. There's a lot of people selling health products. Purium stands out because we're green, very green, we're GMO free, but we can also just be another Me Too product. And so sometimes finding those unique venues is going to help you more than going to a health show, and sometimes they're less expensive. Where do you find these booths? I mentioned Chambers. I highly recommend Googling. There are some music festivals. There are some people doing yoga festivals. We've done some yoga festivals and done very well at those. So those are a few ideas of places you can look in terms of where you might want to have a booth. I'm just going to mute out the audience for a while, then I'll open it up for Q&A. Once you've identified a few booths that you want to look into, next step, I really recommend call the organizer. How are they advertising? How many people did they have last year? Is it the first time they've ever done this booth? Are there any vendors who are returning from years prior that you could call and interview? How many people will there be who are carrying health products? And very importantly, also ask the question, can I have an exclusive? So when you're doing a booth or an expo, there's something called an exclusive. That means you're the only person who is representing Purium at that event. Get comfortable. Make sure you're using your budget wisely. This is an investment in advertising. You are going to create a beautiful brand presence for Purium, but what I want you to also do is create a really strong brand presence for you, the person who's distributing Purium. And there's a couple ways you can do that by co-branding. If you're a health practitioner, have a flyer of you, feature you, but definitely also by having the raffle at the booth. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about having raffles at the booth in a moment. But just to kind of wrap up the how to decide, you know, really look at, are they advertising? And ask them, what are the demographics? Who comes to your show? Are people looking or are they purchasing? Do they have any statistics on any of that? These are really, really important questions. I would be leery of spending anything more than $500 on a booth unless you have an already strong Purium business or you're in an area where you really want to go for a splash and make a strong presence. But if you're going to invest money in doing an expo or a booth and put a decent amount of money into that, please do it well and schedule time after the show. We'll talk more about that too, but it's not just what happens at the booth, it's what happens afterwards, the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. The key is building relationships. So I have a couple tools that I want to share with each of you. I hope that helped in terms of where to find shows, ask around. Once you have a show you're looking at, ask a lot of questions, see if you can talk to a vendor, make sure it's a right fit for you. And then what you'll probably be asked to do is fill out an application. I guess I should go through that briefly. I would recommend that the name of your company is Purium Health Products. You're an independent distributor of Purium Health Products, but that's going to give you the exclusive. If you're co-branding, for example, you're a fitness trainer and you're going to a fitness show and you want to promote your ebook and you want to promote your fitness training plus Purium, you might want to go ahead and have your business name and make sure on your application you let them know you will be sampling Purium products. So what we do recommend is you sample the Power Shake and the Love and you have a raffle and you meet people and you get to know a lot of people. So sampling on the application, the event planner is going to let you know if you need a food handler's permit. Do you need a seller's permit? If you're not selling product there, you don't. You're taking orders and you're having product shipped, so you should not need a seller's permit, but every show is a little different. So these are the kinds of things you're going to want to ask. On the application, there may be an opportunity for you to do additional advertising at the show or to be a speaker. If you have a strong speaking presence or there's someone in your group who can come and talk, that's an opportunity to basically give a healthy happy hour at an event. And I would recommend using some of the healthy happy hour script, but also expanding the content that you offer. I like to do something a little bit more aligned with, keys to wellness or the importance of live foods or why cleansing works, featuring Purium superfoods. But give people something to walk away with. They're coming to your talk to learn, not to be pitched at. And so that's really important if you are going to do a talk. So you fill out your application, you're planning ahead, you're ready to do the show, and now the big question comes up, holy cow, what am I doing at the show? Who's helping me at the show? And what do I want to bring? And what do I need to pack? So I'm going to pull up a Purium booth checklist. Now this is available for anyone who would like it. Obviously I have it here, and you can just email joy@joytaylor.com. And we are building our resource page, so it will be up listed under the booth section soon. But here's some things to think about in your Purium booth, and here's the checklist, and I hope you can see that well enough for today's presentation and you're taking notes as well. I suggest that you're really consistent with your theme colors. So if your booth is green, white, black, add clear plastic or glass or teak or bamboo. Natural fibers look really, really good, and wear green, white, and black clothing. We're branding ourselves. We're part of Purium. It's just pleasant looking when we do it that way. And you notice the video I showed you, those women were in bright green and white. They were dressed appropriately for that particular event. Dressed for success. What are you going to bring? This is a checklist, so I'm not going to go through it all because you have access to it. Tablecloths. You can buy them at Purium Gear, or you can just buy green, black, or white tablecloths. You might want to purchase plastic covers to protect them because you're going to be sampling. Things can spill. Banners and posters. We'll take a look at Purium Gear in a moment and see what they have. We also have some that we've created in our group that you can use and laminate and put into nice displays or have printed at, Kinko's, etc. But you want to make sure you have upright display holders for your marketing materials and whatnot. And then here's a suggested list of marketing materials. And it's going to vary based on the theme of your show. If you're doing an athlete show or a bridal show or an eco show or a health show, it'll be really different what you share. Don't overwhelm people with flyers. I don't like to spend a lot of money on the expensive flyers. I actually like this little handout that we created. It's a kind of a simple little sheet, which is also available to all of you. And I'll show you that in a moment. But it's just a really quick, easy Word document flyer you can customize, and it gives someone to walk away with. But my goal is not for people to walk away with a brochure. My goal is for me to build a relationship with someone. My goal is for someone to taste the products and like them. My goal is to find out if they're interested in health and wellness. My goal is to have them fill out a raffle form for the opportunity to win a free power shake. And everyone who enters the raffle is also going to earn a $50 gift card. And then my goal is to enroll people that day, because a lot of people are ready. If you're at the right place at the right time and they're looking, and you handle that relationship delicately with lots of good questions and connect with people, you will find that people will order at the booth, not just in your follow-up calls. But these are some suggested marketing materials. Price sheets are good to have. If you're giving a live talk, you can create a little Word document flyer and let people know tomorrow at 11 a.m. there's going to be a talk on the importance of cleansing, or why live GMO free, or whatever your topic is, your add value topic, your Purium business cards. Then hide under the table some of your other references. And instead of having everything cluttered on your table, have other things under the table, behind the table. Keep it really clean. You can always pull out the comp plan or the 21 reasons to join Purium if you're having a conversation with someone and it leads in that direction. Then you pull out the tools. You let the tools do the talking. But the raffle is super important. I'll show you our raffle flyer and our raffle forms in a moment. And then sampling. You're going to need a cooler with ice, plastic gloves, a scoop, some water, some eco cups. I prefer recycled Dixie cups to Dixie cups, and you can buy them online. Trays, Power Shake, Purium shaker bottles, at least 2 of them. Keep everything clean. I like to have the gluten-free love, and I like the option sometimes of bringing almond milk instead of water, or bringing coconut water instead of plain water to serve the almond, the love. The ice keeps things cold. We know from Healthy Happy Hours that cold just tastes a little crisper and a little bit better. And then have a display of your Purium products. And then there's some extras, you know, like calculators and pens and a dolly and good containers and paper towels and an iPhone, an iPad, a laptop to take orders, extension cords, maybe a flower or a plant to make it pretty. I'm not going to go into what to do and what to say right yet. We'll pull that up in a little bit, because what I'd like to do is show you our Purium flyer. So I'm going to do that right now. I hope you guys are all seeing everything okay. So this is also available. It's part of our little booth kit that we created, and just email me and I'll get it to you. But this is what we use. Enter to win a free Purium Power Shake, $75 value, shipped to your home. Talks about the Power Shake. All who enter will be eligible for a $50 gift card towards Purium Health Products. I love that, in a nice plastic display next to our lead sheet where people can enter their name and information. So I'm going to pull up the lead sheet now. There it is. So this is what we have on our handouts. And we also have this available for you guys. You cut this in half, and you can have it on a little clipboard, and it says, thanks for your interest in Purium Health Products. And they're entering the raffle, and they're filling out, hopefully, a lot of this, their email, phone, if they have a health condition or interest they want to share with you. And then we're asking them, well, what interests you? Anti-aging, fitness, losing weight, cleansing? Would you like to host or attend a Healthy Happy Hour? Are you interested in extra income, a serious business, not sure? If you had a $50 gift card, would you redeem it? This is Word doc, by the way, so you are welcome to edit it. So those are some of the tools that we like to have at our shows, just so people are entering the raffle, they're giving us information. On those lead sheets, you know, that sometimes it's 15 minutes I've talked to someone, sometimes it's 5 minutes. They sampled, they want to enter the raffle. But I've had some kind of a conversation with them. I've talked to them about their health goals. Do they like greens? And then on the back side of the card, I'll write some notes. This woman is a health coach. She's really interested in coming to our event. Or she had to go. She was with her daughter, but she wants to lose weight. And I jog my memory. If you're doing a booth with a lot of people, this is a big tip, and remember this one. Write your name on the back of the lead sheet. So at the end of the day, when you're passing out those lead sheets that become your follow-up calls, you know who talked to that person, who made the connection with that person. And, you know, that's going to be really helpful for you, because the fortune is, you know, definitely in the follow-up. I'm going to show another video. We have a lot of great videos of booths and expos. So I'd love for you guys to take a look at the Wealth of Life YouTube channel.
All right, welcome to our Purium booth. We're just getting ready for the crowds to arrive at the Better Living Show. And I'm going to give you a little tour of the booth, starting with Shireen. Notice her beautiful black and green colors, her healthy, radiant smile. So here's where we're sampling. And we're just sampling when people are ready, because we want to make sure that there's not sediment in the cups. And shaking it up. I like your little shakers there. And in the back, in the wet bar, we have Prada. Hello, making the shakes. So we have a cold water dispenser there, and ice. And Prada, actually, what's under the tablecloth there? We've got a cooler.
We have a cooler with our ice. We have plenty of water stacked here. And we have extra power shake.
Yay.
And they're the correct sampling size.
And they're the sampling size cups.
Biodegradable.
We did buy some Purium gear. Yes, the cups are eco. So we're not going to be giving away a lot of material today, so we're keeping our brochures kind of further away on the table. But we do have some inexpensive flyers. We're featuring a group cleanse that's coming up, challenges of the most popular weight loss programs. And over here, which is how people mostly will be entering our booth, you can see that we have a little photocopy on David Sandoval's transformation. We do have the tear sheet for orders, and we have the transformation guides in back, some fresh flowers, some flex foods, and we have our transformation right here, so we can talk about it. We are going to have a talk, and so we are highlighting today at 1 o'clock on one of the main stages a radiant body talk. It does, huh? This is the Raffle, if people would like to win a free power shake. And the lead sheet for entering the raffle. All right. Back here we have an office. We'll get to that in a moment. But just to give you the full view here, you can see that people are already coming to the show, so we're just starting already. From our other side, this is a 10 by 20 booth. We have basically the same display. We're really focusing on the transformation. We have our display copy out. Once again, the cleanse, some marketing materials, a few other products displayed, another transformation. And you can see a place to sit and take orders here. Another place to sit and take orders here, and then this is our office. If you see everything is green and black and white, means our pouch, our business cards, display copies of the Green Foods Bible and the Prosper. Everyone has their own labels, more marketing materials, and down below, marketing materials. Cherie, before I close out the video, can I see your green binder with all your displays? Absolutely. Okay. We are storing everything under the tables. We're keeping this as clean as possible. All right. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. So when you sit down or talk to people about the products, you have everything you need. Beautiful. Love it. So this is really easy to make with plastic sheets. How fantastic. And all of the Purium materials are great talking tools. I think this is one of the greatest talking tools we have if we want to connect with someone. We also have an iPad and a laptop. And have a great day. And booths are fun. We'll tell you how it goes.
Oh my gosh, you guys have to at least thumbs up or something. What do you think? Was that helpful? Thank you. So yeah, that was a good, definitely a good booth and well attended, and a professional booth that, you know, took some money to invest in. Not all booths need to be that gorgeous, that large. You can definitely do things that are simpler. And so I want to encourage people to feel, you know, comfortable. Excuse me a sec, guys. All right. So that gives you kind of a feel of what a booth looks like. A couple things I want to highlight. You notice we had like that back office and labels. So make sure that you label everything, especially, well, if there's a few of you that are sharing the booth, you know, hand people something with your label. Sometimes we have marketing materials and then we just pop our label on when we talk to someone. So that's really helpful in a team setting, just to be really clear who's getting what marketing materials. And always step away from your booth. When you're doing that booth, step away every couple hours, see how it looks. Make sure that the sampling is good and cold and clean. Taste it before you sample it. Create a little buzz around what you're doing. Some of the other things I really like to do at booths is connect with vendors. Really important to connect with vendors. Now, with our Purium business checklist, you'll see that we talk a little bit about that actually in the checklist, how important it is to actually ask questions to meet people and talk to people. I'll go ahead and pull up that document one more time so we can look a little further at that. So you have a beautiful booth, you've got great people there, you're feeling good. Hopefully you're feeling good. That really helps too. You're coming from service and contribution. And just remember, you're there to serve, not to sell. So we're going to attract people to our Purium booths. And we feel really comfortable and confident in what we offer because we have a great business opportunity and we have incredible products that change lives. We don't have to push that. We don't have to be overly enthusiastic. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So coming from that place, we're here to help people. We know the cleanse changes lives. So we want to create rapport with people. And that's a big sales skill, you know, and there's a lot of ways to build rapport, questions, but also mirroring the person in front of you. If they're talking fast, you can talk faster. If they're laid back, if their arms are crossed, you can match them in rapport. It makes people feel really comfortable. And so this is a good opportunity to practice that. And you can ask questions like, what brought you to the show today? Have you ever done a cleanse? And how did it work for you? Do you drink greens? Do you like greens? Do you eat organic foods? Have you heard of our 10-day transformation? Have you heard of the Purium Celebrity 10-day transformation? As you get into conversations with people, if they have health interests, you might ask them, you know, what are some of your health goals from 1 to 10? How do you feel on a normal basis? Just listen, ask more questions, find out what people are looking for and see if you have a solution for them at your booth or elsewhere. I've had people come up to my booths at shows and they were looking for wallets. And it's like, oh, there's a vendor 5 aisles down who's got some really beautiful wallets. I mean, help people get what they want. But it's always good to have an offer. So if you have a cleanse December 10th, maybe you need to think about having a group cleanse after the holidays. So you can let people know, oh, we're doing a New Year's resolution cleanse. Would you like to be on the list for that? Would that be something that would interest you? Or we have a holiday healthy happy hour coming up next week. Would you like to come? So think a little strategically because your booth is an opportunity to meet a lot of people. So what's next? Obviously, you'll call them with the raffle follow-up, but what's next? More events, healthy happy hours, and a group cleanse would be 2 really good recommendations to help people move forward in having something to do, having a way to engage with us. Another tip I mentioned, but serve booth vendors 2 times a day. You know, we make connections with other vendors. They're incredible people. They're entrepreneurs. They're standing all day long, working hard. They're business people generally. They want a little upliftment. They usually get kind of hooked on our greens. We get to know them. And we exchange emails and gift cards. Sometimes at the end of the show, what happens a lot the last hour or 2 is vendors start really networking based on the relationships they got over the day or 2 or 3. And they trade or they're ready. They come back and say, okay, I'm ready to buy. So I let people know, hey, I've got a $50 gift card for you. I like to offer that to the vendors pretty much straight up. The people who visit my booth, I like to get to know them and have them be a part of the raffle usually first. If people are ready to order, I can offer the $50 gift card, but a lot of times that comes in a little more natural with the raffle follow-up. So before having everyone sign the raffle, pre-qualify them. I mean, see if they're really interested. You don't want a bunch of names to call back, right? You want to let them know, hey, if you enter the raffle, I'm going to give you a call. You know, would you sincerely be interested in winning the Power Shake? And everyone who enters is going to get a $50 gift card. And they might say, I want the card now. And that's great. You can give it to them, but have them also enter, because then you have their email, you have their phone number, and you can touch in with them when you have your group cleanse, when you have your next events. And it helps you remember who they are because you wrote on the back of it. So those are some basic booth tips. I see some of you are taking notes. That's a really good sign. I'm glad to see that. I've got so much I could share with you all. I think what's really important to share now is a little bit about some of the follow-up. And then what we'll do is we'll open it up for Q&A, and I can show some more pictures for you guys. So you're having a good booth. Take breaks. Take care of yourself. Have a team. Have backup. Make all those connections. Enter as many people as possible in the raffle. And take orders as they come in. I'll talk about that in a second. I want to talk a little bit about the power of the raffle and the power of taking the time to make those follow-up calls, because they're really super key to the growth of your business. And I like to identify on my lead sheets stars for my A-list. Like sometimes you just have an intuitive feeling, ooh, this person really was interested. And hot lead is a good thing, and people get cold after a few days. So if you have a show on a Saturday, can you start following up on Sunday? Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I prefer phone and email. Back it up with an email. A lot of times on the phone, you're going to get an answering machine, and that's fine, but it's nice to leave a message on the answering machine, for example, that says, it was great to meet you on Saturday. You came by our Purium booth. We talked about the 10-day transformation. You said you entered the raffle. And while you did not win the grand prize, I do have a $50 gift card that you can use towards any Purium product. There's no minimum order. All you do is pay the $10 shipping. Once again, my name is Joy. Here's my telephone number, and I'm following up with an email. And then you have sent them an email. And that email is a template. I don't have any to share with you today. I have a few that I've used, but it's a template. Thanks for stopping by the booth. Thanks for entering the raffle. It's pretty much what I just said right there, and you might slightly customize it. But your A-list deserves some customization. The A-list are the people that you truly talked to for a while, and they said, I might be looking for a business. Your A-list might be vendors. And those are people that you really want to give that phone call to and drop those emails to. I will, sometimes people pick up the phone, which is great. When I get someone live, I say, this is Joy. We met at the show. You came by and sampled the green drinks. And this is a courtesy call. Do you have a few minutes right now? I wanted to let you know you won the raffle if they did, or you didn't win the raffle, but I have a $50 gift card for you. Do you have 5 minutes? And you know what? You've already gotten to know this person. It's not a cold call. They filled out a lead sheet. You can say, well, I see that you said you might be interested in weight loss. More specifically, what is it you're looking for? You're just asking them. And they're going to give you information. And you might spend 5 or 10 minutes on the phone and then follow up with an email that targets their main concerns, and you're offering solutions for those concerns. So those are important steps in your follow-up. But follow up with your A-list first, and then go on to some of the other people that you don't remember as well, or you don't think were really interested. But follow up with everyone and have your email templates. If you're more sophisticated, if you're more tech savvy, go ahead and use something like MailChimp. MailChimp is an email database provider that's free at the beginning, where you can create a nice looking template. You can fill in all those email addresses to all those people and send out one email that goes to everyone separately and says, thanks for coming by the booth. Sorry you didn't win the grand prize, but I have a $50 gift card. Here's the farm to family video. I'd like to set up a time to share with you some of the Purium products, whatever you want to say. As a reminder, our next group cleanse is, our next healthy happy hour is, and then you have links. Link to the Facebook healthy happy hour, etc. But that follow-up template, that follow-up email, I hope everyone is going to block out at least 3 hours for the next 3 days after you do a show, because that's where it really works. And then be respectful. If people aren't ready, if people aren't calling back, wait a couple weeks, give them another call. You might say, I noticed you still haven't redeemed the $50 gift card from our Purium booth. This is a courtesy. I just want to make sure you have the gift card code and help you try a green product. And if people aren't responding, I let people go, or I keep them in the email drip system. Those are some thoughts on follow-up. I do want to talk briefly before the questions about taking orders at the show. When people are ready, they're ready. Have your computer open. Stop asking questions. If they're ready to do a group cleanse or a private 10-day transformation, sit down and take the order with them on the computer. That's really the best way. If you don't have a computer, you can have a sheet, a price list sheet, and take their order. Give them the $50 gift card. I usually let people know the best way to order is as a member, and they're going to get a discount, $230 for the transformation if they make a commitment to a backup order. Sometimes I can read people are in a hurry, they're just wanting retail. I let them start retail for $240. We can upgrade in the future. But I love to take the orders. Occasionally we have people order gold packs, platinum packs. Had a booth recently, someone wanted to do the business. They were looking for a business. They'd done network marketing before. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to order the launch pack. And they were ready by the end of the 2 days. It was someone who was working the show. She had a role at the show. And she was ready to place her launch pack. And so just sitting down and taking the time to place that order. Or if they don't have time, but they've made the commitment to order, make an appointment. When can I call you? When you're in front of your computer, I'm in front of mine, and we'll place your order. Because that can happen too. If people are hedging, my downsell just to get orders in at the show is we're having a show special. How would you like to try this power shake that I just sampled with you for 15 days for $15? It's $1 a day. $1 a day to try the power shake, see how you like it. A lot of people will say yes to that. It's a downsell, so use it at your discretion. Sometimes it's easier to sell someone the full transformation via the follow-up calls later, but sometimes you're just ready to get someone to try the product. What they do is right then and there, you're gonna order a small power shake retail for them. That's a $55 product. With the $50 gift card, it only costs $5 and $10 for shipping. So their total is $14.95 actually. And they get it shipped to their home, and they have 15 days, and they're in your back office. So then you let them know, I'm so excited you're going to do the 15-day challenge, and I'm going to give you a ring in about a week and see how it's going. What you want to do is take 1 drink a day. So they're going to show up in your back office. They ordered, pop them an email. Thanks for your order. Like we said at the booth, just take 1 green drink a day. If you have any questions, here's how you reach me. I'll give you a call, blah, blah, blah. And then follow up. Be good to your word. So schedule your time so you can make those phone calls. Anyway, that's something, sometimes it shows. It's nice to just sell some product. I personally don't carry a lot of stock at the show. Sometimes some people do. Michael and Lucy Mazes love to sell the Control, the Apothecary, and the Power Shake. So they have lots of inventory. And you can do that because especially those of you professionals, you get the product at 45% off. You can sell it at 15% off retail. But if you sell anything off the shelf, sell it with a gift card. And give them your card, label it, and get their information so you can see how they like the product. I really recommend that because we know it's a relationship business. And I want the people who try product from you to end up in your group because in a month they might hear about it from someone else and place an order in the company, and you may lose out on a member in your team. And so that's something just to be aware of as well. All right, I've been talking a lot. So I'm going to open up for Q&A. I'm going to close out by saying this. You saw the checklist that's available. Just email me. You saw the raffle flyer we created and the lead sheet. Those are 3 things I can offer you very easily. I have banners. The company, the Purium, in fact, I was going to pull that up. Let me do it real quick. The Purium gear has some other beautiful professional banners. So I just clicked on the banner, and you can see the company large banners. There's some really nice, big, beautiful athlete banners available. These are tall banners. There's event banners that are, large, full size, 48-inch by 96-inch. You can wear some nice Purium gear, which I think does look beautiful. If you can wear some Purium shirts, it's a great idea. And then there's tablecloths and other merchandise and other things available for you. Here's the table linen. I do have 2 of these. I think they're really nice looking. But if you're getting started and you're on a budget, just get a green or a black or a white tablecloth, and that works just fine too. And then our YouTube channel has more videos. I have a whole video on kind of the belly of booths and what it looks like on the back side. And you can take a look at that as well and just see some different kinds of booths, because not all booths are the same. Let it be yours. The most important thing is how you show up in you, not how beautiful and perfect it is. The most important thing is how much you show up in service. That's been my experience in this whole industry. It's really who you are and how you show up in service. So you can unmute yourself really easily on the screen, or if you're on the phone, just hit *6, because I have it set up where the audience can unmute themselves. Does anyone have a question or a comment? Any tips from other people who've done booths? We've got lots of people here on the call. A lot of you came in on the phone. Anyone have a question? I'll unmute you guys. There you are.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, so what do you say or do to actually attract somebody to want to talk to you that's just walking by and looking at all the booths?
Well, I love having my samples and walking out of the booth with a tray of samples. So if you've got a few people at the booth, like 1 or 2 of you could actually be extended out of the booth. And as people walk by, you can offer them a sample of a green drink. And that'll pique their interest. Just a little sample, and bring them into the booth, let them know you have a raffle. Or just smile at people. Some people walk by. I'm pretty soft. I like to engage. Sometimes I just say, how's the show going? Would you like a green drink? They're sipping it. Do you drink greens? If they're kind of distracted, I might say, what brought you to the show today? Because they've got something else maybe on their mind. I like to bring out the samples though, for sure.
And you typically don't have a problem with the promoter of the show saying we shouldn't be stepping out into the public space?
That's a great question. I haven't, and I think part of that is probably just our gentleness and our nature of service.
Okay.
And then sometimes we'll actually walk out with a tray and we're helping the other vendors by giving them a shot of something green. So it's really a lovely thing to do. Really good questions, Joel. Thank you. Yeah.
You had said something to me on the phone, and we were going to discuss it at this point. Something about some kind of photo, something. Does that jog your memory? You said, have you set up your photo, something with them?
Do you, are you going to be a speaker?
Maybe that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. If you are going to be, if you have an opportunity to speak, do.
Okay.
And then usually for the bigger shows, they're going to want a certain size image of you and your credentials and your talking points of your talk. But I have some PowerPoints I can share with you, Stephen, and I can share with you our booth description as well as our booth talk. So maybe it was that.
I think that might be. Yeah, you said make sure to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
But I think we talked about it at the convention, and so it was.
Yeah, because you're doing a pretty big booth, so I would really highly recommend talking to the organizer. When we did that Portland booth that you saw the pictures for, we got to know the person who was organizing the booth. We worked with her a few different times. So when we had the opportunity to extend from a 10 by 10 to a 10 by 20, she called us first, and it was a last minute. They gave us a discount because they needed to sell it. And that was all because we had built this great relationship. They relocated us at the end. So, planning ahead helped a lot, and building even that relationship helped a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And something else I was going to ask. I'll have to come back to it. There was something else I was going to ask. I can't remember.
Okay. Does anyone else have a thought or a question or? I'm gonna take the volume off, but I'll show you going and serving vendors. So we made some friends. They were selling diffusers and they were selling juicers. And so we would visit them a lot. They got really into our green drinks, and that was just a little picture of us or a video of just, going and talking to them. And it's really nice to connect with other vendors. So I'll emphasize that a lot. The key is sampling, raffling, connecting with vendors, and really being present with the person in front of you. And being ready to take an order. If they're ready, you're ready. Have the display of the transformation. You're going to be seeing it a million times. What's the 10-day cleanse? Here's how it is. Here's how it works.
Wow, that's awesome.
I love doing booths. They are fun, especially if you have a team.
Right.
Do you find, Joy, that pretty much any booth, no matter what the theme is, would be good for Purium? I mean, it could be a home show, it could be whatever. I'm just wondering if, or are there certain themed shows that we may not get the best bang for the buck with?
That's where you really want to call the event organizer, and you might want to ask them the psychographics, the demographics. What kind of people come to the Harley show. You might even talk to a vendor who was at the Harley show the year before. Do you think there's many riders that would be interested in powdered green drinks? Versus a fitness show. We know who drinks green drinks. They generally are people who are already interested in the environment, health, fitness. So I would stick in that direction. And I'm not sure how the bridal shows will go. I love the idea. I think the women are going to be focusing a lot on flowers and dresses, but I've done women's expos, women's networking events, those that work really well. Women in business, chamber shows. Some of the hometown, the honey, some of the theme shows, the chocolate show might not be the best show to go to. The show where everyone's just there to eat cotton candy and drink beer, those aren't the best shows to go to.
I'm thinking like a lawn garden and patio show or home improvement show may not be the best idea because it's not really that theme.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Last weekend, we had the Reading Home and Garden Show, and there was some really good interest at the table. We did not invest in a high-end table. We invested down in just a table that was outside without a big booth tent. But some vendors made connections. Some people are coming to the Healthy Happy Hour because of it. There were a couple orders, and I'm still finding out how it went for all the people who ran it. But the home and garden shows, they can be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a good 50 minutes of conversation.
That was great. Thank you.
That was
Thank you
awesome.
so
Thank
much,
you.
Joy.
Yeah, I am glad we did it. And what else is coming to your mind? Is anyone concerned? I know you three have time, thank goodness, but anyone else have questions or thoughts?
Oh, I did have a question. This is what I was going to ask. So, looking at the booths, it looks like there's quite a bit of products on the table. To set up a display like that, how much product do you think is necessary just to have the table look like a Purium booth? Because, obviously we're going to have to invest in buying some product.
We have that product. The most important thing is to have a 10-day transformation. And guess what? Those were all empty containers.
Okay, I was wondering about that. Good. Okay.
Yeah. And if you're doing a show outside, put some sand or rocks in there so that you can hold them down.
Okay, that's good to know too.
Yeah, yeah. So I like to have the 10-day transformation, maybe the athletes, and then we all have extra bottles, so you might want to feature more of the Power Shake. We have so many products, it can be really confusing for people, so simplicity is good. I really just lead with the Power Shake, the Vanilla Chai Love, and the 10-day transformations. It just keeps it simple. If I'm having a conversation with someone and they have digestive issues and I'm really sure that the enzymes and the probiotics are what they really need, then I'm going to pull out the catalog and introduce them to that.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, since we're all here, let me show you some other pictures of other booths so you can see different ways people do it. So we'll just go through a quick little slide show here. Here's some other ways that people have done booths. Just give you a different feel. There's no right or wrong way. Oh darn, I wanted to be able to. Anyway, you can just see some simple displays. There we go. Enter a drawing. That's for the cherry juice. These are some flyers that, people have made. That's a real simple display. It's actually at a bank, but it's a table display. That would be a simple display. And here's the sign-up form for the raffle. There's a fun, playful outdoor show. It's my mom and I doing a women's expo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's the booth you just saw. This table, by the way, we had a lot of people sit down and we took orders right there, and people who wanted to talk about the business, we had a place to meet and talk with them, which was nice.
That's an inviting looking table.
There's another. This flyer is something Kathy Agita created. I can send it to you. You could have something like that printed at Kinko's. And there's just a whole nother way of doing it. Very, very simple display for someone who only had a long table.
Cool.
Joy, do you find that, or let's ask it this way, what's the ratio of people who try the two products, preference between the vanilla chai and the appleberry power shake?
I'm
50-50, one more than the other? Any idea?
well, at Healthy Happy Hours and the booths, I would say 7 for the appleberry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still so that means we should probably have more appleberry than vanilla chai then?
I lead with the appleberry. And in fact, that's what I would put out on the tray. It's really green. As I'm talking to people, if they're athletes, if they're gluten-free, celiac, I pull out the love. Less decisions is easier than more decisions.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Is anyone else on the line who's done some shows that wants to offer feedback on that? You know, it depends how busy the show is too. If you've got a really big, busy show, just having the green power shake is a lot easier. When it's busy,
Right.
you don't want to be making all these shakes. When you've got time and you're kicking back. Another thing people do at their shows, you know, you could just every hour say, or every 2 hours, you could say you're doing a 10-day transformation talk. It's 10 minutes. So at 10, noon, 2, and 4, you do a 10-minute presentation at the booth. But let people know so they come back for it. And it draws attention. You know, so if you can gather people's attention and have a little audience, more people will show up and want to be in the audience. But, you know, keep it brief, because really at booths, people don't generally slow down unless they go to the event speakers breakouts.
Okay.
Do you ever play a video? Would you play like the farm to family video at a booth?
You could have that playing with the volume down. You could, the other one that I've seen that works really well is the before and after loop. You know the one I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
With the volume down. That's nice. Mm-hmm. Do you need electricity? No, unless you are going to be needing to charge your computer. But usually you can find someone to let you charge your computer, and if you have 2 computers, you know. And you don't always have the computer on unless you're playing the video consistently. Oh, you guys, I can't wait to see your booth. If you have an opportunity to do something like an art walk or a film festival, I've done that in the past, but just if there's some kind of an event or a dance or something where you can ask, can I have a sampling table? Like if there's a fun dance you're going to and there's a lobby and they let you have a sampling table, it's a great place to practice talking to people and serving the drinks. And it might be a great place to meet the right people who want to enroll as well.
Yeah. Cool.
As your team grows, invite them to participate in your booths. Invite them to learn by coming and doing it. We teach by showing, so even if they can only come for an hour or 2 hours, set up shifts and have someone who's new to the business come and just hang out with you at the booth, and they learn a lot. All right, you guys, it's been an hour.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joy.
Yeah, thank you. This was good. I'm so grateful we did it.
Too.
Okay, reach out if you have more questions and we'll talk more.
Thanks.
Have a great
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.